What is up? It's another episode of Dynasty Pylon here on the lunch hour, in your lunch hour, wherever the hell you're at. Breaking news, I guess, right from the get-go. Just recently, Rob Gronkowski just now announced his retirement. He's talking
Yep,
about,
I just got that too.
yeah. So after 11 years,
A
you
second
know,
retirement.
second,
He did retire for 2 years and then came back.
yeah. So retired with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Played 2020 season, 2021 season. I think how many years was it with 9 years with Patriots, right? So, yeah, interesting enough that happened not too long ago. So there we are. What are people with Dynasty gonna do now? I sure as hell hope that wasn't your only tight end. I hope you were looking up at
Yeah,
the
right.
backups already had a backup because you knew this was gonna happen. If you don't have a backup, good luck in your draft. That's all I gotta say. You better land yourself McBride, and he's probably not even gonna play this season right away. Anyway, so um, we'll see what if Cameron Brate steps up. Who else did they get? Trying to think of who else would be in the Buccaneers backup or Bucks depth chart.
Did they just draft a tight end? Are they the ones
Yeah,
that drafted
they
Charlie
did.
Charlie Kohler?
Was it Charlie Kolar or something like that?
I think it might have been Kohler. I could be wrong.
No, no, it wasn't.
Oh.
Not Charlie Kolar. Cameron Brate's next.
Do they have Howard still?
Cade Otton is next. Cole Kieft, Cody McCloy, Ben Bees, and JJ Howland. No actual tight end there. Cameron Brate's next up. Unless what? Where did Kolar go? Now I'm curious on where Kolar went. I think Charlie Kolar went to the Ravens, didn't he?
Oh, that's possible.
Charlie Kolar.
Yeah, I think we just talked about him too.
Yeah, is Raven, yeah. So I was right on that. Yeah. Kolar went to the Ravens. So Cameron Brate, go get him.
Yeah, he's number one.
Yeah. All right. So besides all that,
And talk about the other breaking news.
what other breaking news?
Deshaun Watson has settled with 20 of the people.
Good. I got 20 more.
He's got like 8 more, but he's got 20 of them settled.
Oh my gosh. Do you think he plays this season? I don't know, man.
I don't know.
Oh,
But it's weird that he actually, Mr. I'm innocent and I didn't do anything wrong, didn't want to go to court.
All of a sudden, you're getting more and more. Oh my gosh. Well,
I think it's more. I think it's more. He just wanted to be over at this point.
I think so, and he's going to settle with whatever.
Yeah, I think he realizes the more it drags on at this point, the worse it looks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So if he just settles, gets it all out of the way, then he can move on and hopefully get it behind him.
Get the process started on his freaking career that he's almost losing.
Let's know what the suspension is, get that over with, and let's get to playing football. Is probably his mindset at this point.
Gosh, this guy, bro.
I guess there was a disclosure in it though, stating that the victims can't say he was guilty of doing anything. So I mean, there's that, but still looks interesting to me.
I mean, it's still pretty bad, dude. I mean,
yeah, no, it is.
Regardless of the fact, whether you heard me the other day when the day you couldn't make the
I was
Saints
watching.
episode. What's the Saints? I can't remember.
Chargers.
It was the Chargers. Yeah, I literally I could not speak anything. I was just shocked that it happened, that more had happened, that they were I don't know. This man is just a loss for words for me sometimes. So it's like whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, besides the fact of that, today we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs Too bad Hefe is not following us. I know Hefe is on our other channels with the Nerd Huddle. I don't think he is part of our channel. So if Hefe was here, I would love his input. But if you're out there, Hefe, please indulge us with your madness and your homerness of the Chiefs, because that'd be great. Because we're probably going to talk negative about them and also positive about them, but I just still would like to hear some type of Chiefs homer out there to defend them. Anyways, so for the last 2 years, they've made Super Bowl appearances. Or was it last
year.
3? Last 2.
They made the AFC Championship
not last
4 years
year,
in a
but
row.
the 2 years before that, yeah.
Yeah, they made the AFC Championship 4 years in a row.
Yeah. So they've been making playoffs for about a good 7 years straight. And last year they lost to the Bengals, which lost in the semi-rounds, which was crazy because everyone's like, "Oh, there's no way they could do it twice. There's no way. It's not going to happen." So it's going to be Chiefs. But they lost. So in goes the Bengals into the Super Bowl versus the Rams, which was a very surprising loss for them. But hey, they had 10-round draft picks coming in, so they were still in a good spot. Loss of Tyreek Hill due to a trade. Was it Miami Dolphins for 5 draft picks? I believe it was a first, a second, a fourth, and a sixth. So 2 fourths, I think, and 6. I believe. I'm not. Don't quote me on that, but I know it was something similar to that. They just couldn't. They just didn't want to pay him, essentially.
Well, I don't think they could pay him. I think was the problem.
Is it? Okay.
Well, I think at that point they realized that, well, obviously Mahomes is taking like a quarter of the cap, if not more. Mm-hmm. And then Tyreek's going to want 30 plus million. And they're like, do we give 2 people,
top
almost
dollar,
half of our salary cap? Or do we just trade him, get some collateral, get some picks, spread the money out so we have a better team? And I think that's basically what they were, back against the wall. They were like, well, we got to do something.
No, I mean, ultimately it's a business. It's going to suck. We're not going to see those electrifying, big bombs that we see from Hill and Mahomes. That we will not see again. Maybe someone else will be able to do that, but not at least from them anymore. By the way, I am digging this background you chose here, bro. Let me just.
Yeah, I know. I saw it and I liked it.
I'm just gonna admire it for like a second, real quick, because this is really cool. Look at that. Yeah. Mark handles the background sometimes when we don't have him, and he also handles the schedule. So
I was just happy I got one that wasn't blurry.
Yeah. So Mark does mess up occasionally. Although it's cool. We're a duo team. Whenever I'm like, yeah, it's blurry, I just changed it. Yesterday's, I think I had to swap it out. I actually found the similar picture, just with better, higher quality, because the first one we had was like, what am I looking at? But yeah, so anyways, they lost Tyreek Hill. I don't think they're in a bad spot. They still have they just acquired Juju to a 1-year deal. Still have Travis Kelce. They also lost Byron Pringle to the Bears. So essentially it leaves them with Mecole Hardman, Schuster, and MVS, who they also acquired. Yeah. So I'm not saying they're in a horrible situation, but it does change the way they've played. None of those guys are Tyreek Hill. None of those guys are as quick as him. Are they good receivers? I would say, yeah, they're pretty decent receivers. If you have them in your lineup, I would say definitely put them in. Why? Because they're going to produce. They're getting thrown by one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and he's going to put it where they need to be, or where it should be, and they just need to go up and grab it. Right? I mean, that's pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Well, they still got Kelce too.
Yeah. So,
one of the best is just going up and grabbing it.
I mean, I think they're going to struggle against the Chargers maybe, and potentially the Broncos, which happens to be in their division. But other than that, I clearly see these guys running for number one, easily number two. Like them and the Chargers, I see as 1 and 2. Broncos can surprise us and get themselves in that running too. I would not be surprised if all three of those teams make playoffs. I would not be surprised.
So you're saying the Raiders aren't making the playoffs?
I don't think. I think with the 6 losses from their other divisional teams, I think it's not going to help them.
They're not going to win a single game in their division?
No. No. I'm saying it now. I don't care. No. Their defense is not going to hold up against these 3 power offenses.
All right.
Nope.
All right.
You heard it here first, and I don't care what you say. Raiders are going 6 losses in the books, all from their division, and that's not even me looking at their schedule on who are they playing. So I just don't see it. But hey, miracles have happened, and the NFL season is a wild roller coaster of emotions, all 18 weeks plus playoffs. But
let's not forget that they beat the Chargers to make the playoffs last year. So just saying.
Well, that was a fluke, my friend.
I feel like the Chargers are going to shoot themselves in the foot, though. They're going to go for it on 4th down and not make it.
That was. I think I would hope that they've learned something.
You would hope, but
I would hope that they learned and never do that again, especially going into the playoffs. Because if they do that again, that's going to be dumb. That is not the draft picks I want. Apparently, I have the Chargers draft picks up and not the Chiefs. Give me 1 second, and I will pull up the Chargers draft picks.
Not the Chargers.
Not Chargers. The Chiefs. I created them, and then I realized that's not who I want. Did I not make them? Did I title it wrong?
Do you want me to just share my screen?
I titled it wrong. Interesting. No, I mean, you could share your screen. I don't care. But I titled it Chargers, but it
is the Chiefs.
It is the Chiefs. I don't know why I titled it Chargers. All right, so go ahead. Let's get started.
Like, I wanna, not make it easy on myself today.
Yeah, it's good. Mind tricks on myself. All right, go ahead.
We got round 1, number 21. They traded up from to get New England's pick. And they were able to get Trent McDuffie, corner out of Washington.
Yes.
I swear to God, Washington is becoming like the factory for cornerbacks.
They are, man. They're just spitting them out, man. They have like
you have a top corner in the NFL, chances are he went to Washington. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's also crazy that he went this low. I thought that he was top 15 for sure.
Yeah, we expected him to probably end up in Minnesota or something like that.
Yeah, that's what we were projecting. Number 13 to Minnesota, or 12 to Minnesota.
Yeah,
because we know how they needed secondary help.
Yeah, easily this guy's gonna start right away day one, without a doubt, in my opinion. Right next to Fenton.
I thought it was a good pickup because you saw what the Raiders did, you saw the Chargers were doing, and what they could already do. And then you see what the Broncos did to bring in Russell, and they were like, yeah, we need to bring in some secondary help.
Yeah.
If we want to compete in this division.
For sure. That defense is probably the only key that's probably going to be their downfall. If they didn't address it soon, which, by the way, I think the Chiefs' defense is going to be a lot better than last year, by the way. And I think it's still going to be tough. It's still going to be tough due to the fact that the other teams also upgraded, but I still think it's going to be tough. But McDuffie definitely is going to help out with the passing game. Is he good enough to handle Adams by himself, though? I think not. He's going to need some help from
definitely
Juan Thornton back there and Reed. So, yeah.
Especially for his, being a rookie. There's no way. I mean, you could be the best talented rookie corner in the league, and you're going to go up against someone like Devontae Adams. He's going to school you every time. He does it to, all pro corners, so...
Yeah, it's going to take about a season or two before we start seeing McDuffie being definitely noticed throughout the league, like Ramsey, something like that. So no one knew who
Absolutely.
he was his rookie year in Jacksonville. Like it was like okay. Anyways, go ahead.
And then another pick that we both thought dropped. Let's see if I could say it right. George Karlaftis.
Bam, nailed
I
it,
got
bro.
it that time. Purdue
Karlaftis,
defensive end. Another guy that we liked a lot coming out of this draft. Another guy I thought would at least be in the top 20. Like top 15, top 10 even. Like he was a really good edge rusher. And I think that was something they needed too on defense. So it's kind of nice that they got him. I'm pretty sure he'll be a starter right away.
I really thought that he would end up, roughly around pick 11 to 15.
Yeah, that's what I was. That's why I said top 15. Like I thought between 11 and like I thought we might get him.
I thought that too, but then I also thought why, unless you guys were going to go with depth, but then I also thought why would Washington go after him?
And he is starting left defensive end.
Oh yeah, easy. Both these guys are definitely establishing themselves right away.
Oh, and Trent McDuffie. They got 2 rookies on that defense starting right away.
Yep.
So, and then they got their Tyreek Hill replacement, Sky Moore, receiver, Western Michigan.
I wouldn't say that much, but damn.
Well, that would be best case scenario for them. I'm sure that's what they were thinking when they drafted him because isn't he a smaller, speedy type receiver?
Yeah. A lot of people are saying this guy's going to be number 1. They are. If on our other channels, on our other channel, I think it was Hefe mentioning this guy was going to be easy number 1, like by far. Like I'm like, okay, dude, like you're on something. I don't think he's going to start over, like be the face of that offense. No way. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I do expect great things from him eventually. I just don't see it this year. So, yeah. Anyways, next guy back to the defense. Next 3 guys are all defense. Safety,
I was gonna say their first 6 picks, only 1 was offensive.
Yeah, I think they really like Sky Moore, and I guess, and plus it was a trade from New England, so essentially if they didn't have this pick, they probably would have went with nothing but defense, but it was just.
I wonder if that was the same trade as the last one, or if that was just like, we traded with you before, let's do it again.
I don't know.
Because they're both from New England. That's funny.
Yeah. So, moving on.
But then round 2, number 62 overall, we got Brian Cook, safety out of Cincinnati.
Definitely going to learn something from Juan Thornhill. Why can I not say Thornhill? Jesus. Yeah. I think he'll learn 1 or 2 things from him. I think he's going to be a good safety, though. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah. And then we got Leo Chanel, linebacker, Wisconsin, who I think we both liked.
Yeah, I really like this guy. This guy is kind of a well-rounded type linebacker, and I think that's what hurt him. He wasn't excelled at everything. There wasn't like a specification on like, oh, this guy is this or this guy is that. It was just like he was well-rounded, and I think he's really good at attacking the ball, like getting past the line. But he's also good at coverage. So
he's already slated as the backup middle linebacker team.
Yeah, back up to Willie Gay and Nick Bolton. I think he'll easily get himself.
Carter Jr.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know.
Starting middle linebacker.
He'll start over him probably eventually.
So, but I mean, that's pretty crazy if you think about it. Like 1, 2, 3, like possibly 4 defensive starters in 1 draft. That's nuts.
Yeah, I like Leo Chanel. He was one of my favorites coming out. He's one of the lower ones, but I think watching him, I'm like, wow, he's definitely going to make an impact for sure. I think so, in my opinion. If not this year, for sure, he's a good taxi guy for sure to have. I think next season he's definitely going to make a big impact. So, yeah, go ahead.
And then we got another defensive guy, round 4, number 135, Joshua Williams, corner out of Fayetteville State.
Okay.
Can't say I heard of this guy.
No, I can't. No.
We're getting out of the realm of even people I don't know. So,
Yeah.
And then you got another trade from Seattle via Detroit via Denver. I'm assuming this was maybe in the Denver or the trade for Wilson, maybe.
I would assume so, maybe.
Yeah, like maybe Detroit had it, then Denver had it, then they sent it to Seattle.
Yeah, something like that. Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah. But
Pixie.
Darian Kennard, offensive tackle, Kentucky.
Yeah. Another guy. I mean, good projection. I mean, from what I have him, he's like not listed on the depth chart very highly. Actually, I have him like third string right tackle under Lucas Nying.
I actually have him back up right guard.
Right guard to Trey Smith.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Weird. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought.
Well,
Especially since it says offensive tackle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about this guy either.
Yeah.
These next two guys, Jaylen Watson, not so much either. But I think it's funny. Look where he came from, though.
Washington State, yeah, getting Washington.
So, this next guy, though, which is crazy, I have heard things of him. I have heard of Isaiah Pacheco. He's 5'11", 215 pounds, dude. So ideally, he's roughly where you want your running backs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I know you and I like our 220s type. So he's almost there. I don't think he's going to make himself a big time role, but I think when it comes to injuries and stuff like that, I think he's going to be maybe fourth man up behind Ronald Jones and Jerick McKinnon. And Jerick McKinnon is pretty much almost out the door here pretty soon, right? Isn't he like?
I don't even have him on my depth chart.
Oh, okay. He's 30 years old. Apparently, he's still on the Chiefs right now. But Isaiah Pacheco can probably be the number 3 guy behind Ronald Jones and CEH.
Yeah, I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Ronald Jones. I didn't know Ronald Jones went to the Chiefs.
Oh yeah.
Jared McKinnon and then Derek Gore.
Yeah, I think he signed with them early in the offseason. Or no, it was after. I think it was after free agency or towards the end, something like that. But he ended up there. I'm still not going after him.
No.
But yeah. And then the last 7th rounder that I don't think I had actually in here. No, I didn't have. They had a last 7th rounder. It was Najee Johnson, safety out of Marshall.
Yep.
So another safety to learn under the great, Thornhill, I guess, whatever. I don't know how great he is, but he's good. But no, I mean he's not bad. I don't mind Thornhill at all. Like he passed the eye test. Like I think I really wanted to pick him up on one of the weeks I needed a safety. I looked at him and then realized, okay, maybe I shouldn't. There's some better option, but
I have him as third string right corner. I don't understand.
Johnson?
Yeah, Nazeez Johnson.
I have him as third string strong safety behind Brian Cook. So
yeah,
whatever they do.
Devin Key. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. So starting with the starting lineup, defensive line, they got George Karlaftis, Derek Knighty, Chris Jones, and Frank Clark. Really good line overall. I like what I see here. And then we go to the linebackers, got Willie Gay, Nick Bolton, and Leo Chanel and Jermaine Carter. And then we go to the corners where we got L'Jarius Sneed, who I personally like myself. L'Jarius Sneed and Rashad Fenton and Trent McDuffie will probably easily throw himself in there. And then DeAndre Baker as well. So those are the corners. And then as safeties, we just mentioned Rashad Fenton, Juan Thornhill, and Justin Reed. Overall, this defense have gotten a lot better since last season. A lot better in overall. We just hope that we see a little bit more action out of the linebackers, especially Willie Gay, because I think Nick Bolton was establishing himself late last year, and I think if Nick Bolton doesn't take over that spot, it'll probably be as like the main face of that. It's going to be Willie Gay or Thornhill, I think, who like the main focus of it. You know what I mean?
Wouldn't be Justin
Um,
Reed.
or Justin Reed, I don't think so. He just got there. You really think he's just going to be the main guy, like over Clark? I don't think so. Because when I think of that team, I think Clark, I think Willie Gay and Nick Bolton.
Well, I mean, Chris Jones will end up being the face of defense. He's like their best player.
Yeah, yeah, and that guy just gets just demolishes lines.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say because they drafted him back in 2016, right? I think so.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, 2016. He's 27 years old. He's still got a lot left in the tank.
He sounds like two of his probably best years ahead of him too. That's nuts.
Yeah, last year was really impressive. I actually liked what he did last season. Definitely establishing himself in the line there. So that's defense for you. Any prospects, or do you think that if I think Karlaftis will probably make an impact on IDP leagues right away? Not so much McDuffie though. I think Karlaftis, as a rookie, I think will come in and start making plays right away.
Yeah, if Karlaftis could get to the quarterback and Trent McDuffie can be the shutdown corner they want him to be, this defense can be really scary.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of pressure for two rookies.
And if Nick Bolton actually steps up and plays like he did last season, like towards the back end of the season, I think he's going to be just fine. I think this defense has a special player on every positional part of that defense.
I think next year this defense could be scary.
Yeah.
Get McDuffie a whole year in the system. Get Karlaftis a whole year in the system. Chris Jones will be coming into like his literal prime time season when he turns 28.
Mm-hmm.
Like this defense could be scary. You got Nick Bolton, Willie Gay.
I think they could be scary this year. I think
they could, but that's like I said, that's a lot of pressure to put on two rookies, though.
It is.
Like, but hey, rookie, go shut down Devontae Adams. Go shut down Jerry Jeudy. Go shut down,
I'm on it,
and Keenan Allen.
Too easy, coach. I honestly see them being a threat for sure this season already. But 100% next season for sure. If these same guys stay, contract situations I have not looked at yet, but we'll see later in the season as it comes forth. So, anyways, let's talk about the offense.
That corner has to face Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams, Jerry Jeudy. Like, that is crazy, their schedule. I was just looking at it to see what
I think
receivers they had to play.
I think with all right.
Dabo, Debo, Samuel. Oh, yeah, Mike Evans.
With the help of Thornhill, I think he can do it, though. I think he can do it. He's pretty fast. So, I'm not. We'll see how it goes.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, but I don't think Metcalf's going to be much.
Oh, I know.
He has nobody throwing to him. So, but
tall order, man. That's a tall order for a rookie.
It is. But I we'll see how he does. I think he can do it, man. I think he can do it. I'm being very optimistic about it right now. So, anyway, so moving on with the offense. We got Patrick Mahomes at the helm, of course. Chad Henne still lingering around as his backup. So easy to say they're okay at QB. Easy.
No, just okay.
No, I mean easy to say that they're okay because if Patrick Mahomes goes down, I would be okay with Chad Henne. That's what I'm saying. It's easy to say.
Oh, well, yeah, he showed he could win playoff games. So.
That's what I'm saying. So, obviously they have one of the best quarterbacks in the league. So, let's just hope he stays healthy. I think he was gone for like a week or two during the season. In the middle, I can't remember, or he was struggling because of some injury. But yeah, so as we were mentioning earlier, they got Juju, they got Mecole Hardman, and they have MVS followed by Sky Moore, and Josh Gordon is still on their depth chart. Is he still on yours?
Yeah, I was just going to bring that up. I was like, oh, crap, they're great at receiver. They got Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, that guy's still a thing. Crazy.
Yeah, still there. I'm
somehow
not
I envisioned him being in like the XFL or the fan-controlled league, or I thought he'd be like in one of those. I mean, crap, you have a quarterback just smoking joints in one of them.
Right. So, no.
Yeah, well, Josh Gordon would have been there in a heartbeat. Like, we're doing what in that league? Sign me up.
Yeah, I know, right? No, so I think they're it's not going to be big bomb threats with Tyreek and him. They still can do it though. I still with Sky Moore speed and Juju there. Someone can go over the top. Someone's going to be open. Kelsey's going to have to fight for yards for sure.
Well, if they're too focused on Juju and Hardman and Kelsey, I mean, I could see easily Sky Moore being able to just be like, bye.
Or MVS, and MVS is very good at that.
Or MVS too, yeah. Because
I think honestly, MVS might be the secret weapon here. I think MVS. So one thing about MVS, if I notice that he's really good with yards after the catch, really good at that. I would not be surprised if he catches some and breaks off for 20 to 25, something like that. Easy.
I'm shocked that the Packers let him go, to be honest. Because if you look at like some of the games where Devontae Adams was like hurt, he was Aaron Rodgers' like go-to receiver, and he had big games.
Yeah, easy. I don't understand it either. I really don't know what the Packers are doing, and honestly, I do not look forward to that episode. I really don't.
They probably couldn't afford him, to be honest.
Probably.
They were like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers getting paid how much?" Ooh.
Yeah. Well, that was selfish of him to not even think about his team. Again, I'm not looking forward to talking about that team when we get there. And I think honestly, isn't that our next episode?
Oh, you know what? You might be right.
Yeah, I think it is, man. Oh no.
Yep, it is. Yep, Packers are next.
That will be our Thursday show on. Oh God, let's.
Hey, you can say what you want. At least, like, if one of their players came up to him, it was like, "Well, this is what I want to do." At least they accommodated that. Yeah. There would have been other teams who could have been like, "We can go with the best offer." Yeah, you got to imagine there's probably some pretty decent offers for a player like Devontae Adams.
True. But I don't know. After Thursday though, we ended on a good note with the Bills. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
We like talking about the Bills. At least we like. There is the only one team that we like, and we're not even fans of the Bills. I guess we kind of are, but there's only one team you and I actually will go to the bar and watch some primetime Josh. Like no other team. And
all his games always tend to be super exciting in prime times.
Yeah. Dude, he's an electrifying, awesome player to watch. He's this year's this era's Michael Vick. You know what I mean? Like watching him was like, holy crap, he does amazing things.
Stay away from dogfighting, Josh.
Please don't do anything illegal that we don't like. We like you here on this show. This
don't be that part of Michael Vick.
This show would definitely be a heart loss if Josh Allen did something bad. But anyways, let's continue with the Chiefs. So we're talking about the offense. They have good receivers. Easily, potentially, I think probably one of the best lines in the league as well.
Oh,
they
absolutely.
Still have Orlando Brown, Joe Thuney, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith, Andrew Willie, and then they just drafted who was it? Damn it, I just remember that guard. Was it a guard or Kennard? Darian Kennard, who we haven't heard of, but I mean, if they got him like one of their top 5th picks, like usually 5th rounders somehow sneak in there. But he's also buried in the depth chart, so we'll see how well he actually is. So, which only means that their line is set.
Well, I mean, you got a guy like Creed Humphrey, a center, and a lot of people were like throwing his name in for like Rookie of the Year. That is nothing you ever hear about an offensive lineman.
Yeah, true.
I mean, I guess 2 years ago you had Christian Wharfs from Tampa too, but it's just not something you hear very often. Right. When you're thinking of like end of the season awards, and you're like, yeah, offensive lineman. Wait, what?
Creed Humphrey.
But he was that good though, dude. He was that good.
Yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure they're happy to have him there because having a good offensive lineman from the get-go is rare to find, and that he's going to be there for many years. So, does this mean we see more uptick on CEH? I think so, because they don't have that go-to guy.
I think there will be an uptick, but I don't know if he will be able to handle it. Like, he's hurt a lot.
Yeah.
And I think more this year than ever. Like, I think the Chiefs are going to rely on the running game to help open up their passing game.
Okay.
Like, I feel like in the past,
Ronald Jones then.
Yeah, I feel like in the past it was we used the passing game to open up a running game.
Okay.
Because like everyone's so scared of their passing game, they were like, we could just run the ball because they're so scared of our pass. But I think no one this year is going to be scared of their passing game.
Okay.
So they're going to need that running game.
Say that Ronald Jones might be the guy this year.
He might. That's why when I saw that he was there, I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people faded off Ronald Jones because he was in Tampa Bay, and the way Tampa Bay ran their ball and the way they used him, they might have used him in the wrong way.
Well, I think Arians is just like, oh, you fumbled, you get out of here. You're not touching.
Oh, Arians is a very strict guy.
I know.
But with Eric Bieniemy and Andy Reid, it would not surprise me if Jones is the main guy, followed closely by CEH. Because this would be ultimately the third year CEH is playing. And outside his rookie game, his very first debut game, he hasn't done anything that good again.
That's what I'm saying. And, like, he has the potential, and I like him. But, like, I don't know. I just, at this point, I would like to see him succeed. I would like to see him, be that guy. But I just don't know if he can. And then with Ronald Jones, he's older. I think he might be 27. But, like, he doesn't have a lot of tread on the top. He still has a lot of tread.
Younger than that, dude. Hold on.
But he has tread on the top.
No. He's younger than that.
Is he 24, 25?
He's 24, dude.
He's only 24 still?
24.
I feel like he's been in the league for like 10 years.
It feels that way.
But he has a lot of tread on the tire, though, because Tampa wasn't using him. So I like that.
Well, hold on. You just said he doesn't have a lot of tread on tire, but they weren't using him. So how much tread does he actually have?
No, I said he has a lot of tread on his tires still.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Because I feel like he's been in the league forever, but, like, I know Tampa Bay outside of, like, 1 year, like, which lucky I had him in the touchdown league that year, and that's the year I won.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, Jones.
Which is crazy. I mean, Ronald Jones has been that safety blanket for them, and they just treated him like trash.
Like last year, he was just, I don't blame him for wanting to leave last year. They just discarded him.
I really hope that he just balls out next year.
I think he could be a sleeper pick, especially in redraft leagues.
Oh yeah.
He could be a sneaky pick and get late in the draft, and he could produce.
Oh, easy. But we'll see how it goes. Again, are you gonna go after him? I'm not entirely too sure. Like it's I don't know. For me, I gotta see it, maybe, but I would not hesitate to draft him. Like towards the end, as like what you said, a sleeper pick. So we'll see how it goes. Because you still got Jerick McKinnon there. I don't think he's gonna really be a thing anymore, though. To be honest, I think
he's had too many knee injuries. He was another guy that I thought had some good talent, especially when he started with Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then where did he go? The 49ers. In 2 years in a row, he blew out his knees.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, this guy has the worst luck.
Yeah. So, but overall, I mean, the Chiefs are looking pretty good on some parts, and I would say their worst thing here is a below grade, I'd say above average receiving core. That's the worst thing I could say about these guys. A below grade, which puts them above average receiving core, and that's the only negative thing I have.
Yeah.
Because even if Patrick Mahomes goes down, they still got Chad Henne, and we've seen what he can do. He's not that bad.
They have Chad Henne. They definitely need to run the ball.
No, well, yeah. But I mean, I guess the worst thing though, it would be, it's going to come down to this run game. How they use these guys is definitely going to be how it's going to be tricky for Andy Reid for sure. But defense, I think defense they're okay at now. I can easily, comfortably say that the defense side of the ball is going to be pretty good for these guys. So
I can say I'm comfortable with their defense, and going forward, the future looks really bright for that defense. I just don't know how much confidence I have, at least the first part of the season. Because if we go in and 4 games in, they're 4-0, and McDuffie is just running rampant, and Karlaftis has 6 sacks in 4 games, I'll be like, okay, well, we don't need to worry about this defense. Never mind.
Well, it's a possibility, though. It's a
it is. And
very strong possibility.
Because he definitely can get 6 sacks in 4 games easy, I think. And McDuffie has what it takes to be a shutdown corner. I just don't know how fast their games will translate to the NFL.
Right. All right. So moving on. Overall, we're expecting pretty good fight from these guys. But let's talk about their schedule real quick. Week 1, they're gonna get
tested. They're gonna get tested early too.
Yes. Yeah, they are.
So first 4 games, golly.
Week 1 against the Cardinals, and then they travel back to Kansas City with Chargers, and then they go back to Indy.
Not just to Kansas City.
That's the game I want to see.
That's a Thursday too. So you have the Cardinals, and then on Thursday you're taking on the Chargers.
Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals are going to be much of a big. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think they're going to be much of a threat though against the Chiefs. I think they can win that one.
I think it would be different if D-Hop was playing.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of
Yeah, if D-Hop was playing, I honestly wouldn't be able to. It would be hard for me to pick a winner for that game. I'm not going to.
Agreed, because of the whole new corner and.
But D-Hop not playing, I agree. I think they win that game.
Yeah. So we got Cardinals here. Then we got the Chargers. That one is very interesting. I want to see that, and it's a primetime game, so I really want to see that one. This Colts one, look, I think I'm secretly rooting for the Colts this year. I think so, man. I really think that they can make it. I really hope they actually compete this year. So the Colts, Tampa Bay, then they got the Raiders, and then the Buffalo Bills, and then the Niners. So I see 1, 2, 3 wins, I think, from the beginning. And then they got their bye week. So it's the Cardinals, Raiders, and 49ers. I see that are going to be their easy wins, maybe, before their bye week. And then let's go down to Tennessee Titans after the bye week. Then the Jacksonville Jaguars. And again, the Chargers, the Rams, the Bengals, the Broncos, the Texans, Seahawks, and then Broncos and Raiders. So it's a big, long stretch towards the end. However, it's not really threatening teams except for maybe 3 or 4 of them, like the Chargers, the Rams, the Bengals, and the Broncos. The rest of and the Broncos again. So let's see, 4, 5. Well, that one's gonna be interesting. 6, 7, 8. I see 8 wins easy. How about you, Mark? What do you see?
I got up to 10, but I'm not very comfortable with it.
So I can say 10 if they end up splitting with one of their division ones. I'm not gonna say. Oh, is that Braden? It's not. It's not. It's Tank. It's Tank. What's up, dude?
What's up, Tank?
Let me look at the over under on here. Remember, I don't even know where Braden gets his stats from.
I just googled.
Well, that's what I normally do, and then it just takes me to the freaking website. Like, oh, here you go. Like overall, I see over under versus games individual beat. I don't see overall for the season. That's where I want to know where he gets his stuff at. I'm sure I should probably spend a little bit more time looking at it before we go on the show, but well, it's fine. So the Chiefs, I think. Let's see, over unders. Overall record 10-7. Is that for this year? No, that was last season. I don't know. Well, I ain't got time for that. So I think I see 8 wins easy. And you see 10, right?
I said I see 10, but I don't know how comfortable I am with that.
And what are those two differences that we see?
Is
it the Broncos?
Well, I had them splitting with the Broncos. Okay. I had them splitting with everybody in their division.
Even the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I can see that because sometimes the Raiders do pull it off. We've seen it before.
Yeah, the Raiders are the one team that consistently seems to be able to beat the Chiefs at least once a year. So,
yeah, I can see that. So, I see 8 wins, maybe 10. But yeah, no, I agree. I would put it at 9. It would not surprise me if the over under is 9. Again, I don't know where the hell he finds that stuff, but I'm pretty sure.
So weird because when I googled the Chargers, it just popped up.
You googled the Chargers and it popped up? Isn't that
well?
What happens when you Google something?
I googled the Chargers over under wins, and it was like
the Chiefs
9.5 or 10.5 or 10, whatever it was.
Oh,
but then I did that with the Chiefs, and it's like I don't even know what I'm looking at.
I don't know. I don't know where he finds it. So, yeah. But oh well, whatever. That's what Braden does for us. But yeah, overall, maybe 9 wins. We'll keep it to the middle. Between you and I, we'll go to 9. So, other than that, we have nothing else to say about these guys. I think, again, the Chiefs are the Chiefs. They're always a contending team. They're always out. They're dogs, man. They always fight. They never give up. And that's just what the Chiefs are.
10.5. 10.5.
Where'd you find it?
I realized what I googled. It's Chiefs over under wins 2022. The Bills are at 11.5. They're the number 1.
What? Okay.
Packers are at 11.
Well, I know. Hold on. The Bills. Okay, I see that. I see the Bills doing that. That's gonna be a fun episode. That should be Friday. But next single team episode will be Thursday. Freaking the Packers. I'm not too excited about that one, to be honest. I really don't care. Like, I do want to talk about AJ Dillon. Then that's probably the only guy. And Ronald Jones. That's pretty much it. Only because I like them. But that's about it. I think a lot of it has to do with Aaron Rodgers, just the way he carries himself. I don't know. But anyways, tomorrow we're gonna do a 4-round rookie draft. Mark and I, just randomly.
Hopefully, Braden.
If Braden could come in, we'll randomly do a 4-round rookie draft.
He usually makes
see
Wednesdays,
how that goes.
So.
Say what?
Said he usually makes Wednesdays. So
yeah, usually Wednesday nights he makes. So we'll do that tomorrow, and then we'll continue on with the team overview, breakdowns, and whatnot on Thursday. Early in the afternoon, wherever you're at. So, you got anything else that you want to say about the Kansas City Chiefs?
No,
not a thing. All right. Okay. Well, there it is. Kansas City Chiefs. Are they making playoffs?
Yeah. Should I open Pandora's box?
What do you mean by that? Why?
Are there any updates in Anthony's draft?
He didn't come in. He did not attend our episode, so I'm not going to. We're gonna keep it sealed.
Okay.
Did you want to know how it's going?
I was kind of curious after as much time as we spent on it yesterday.
Well, I mean, he was here.
I know.
There's a difference when you're here and when you're not here. Okay, I'm not gonna. I'm sorry, not sorry. I know.
Sorry,
all right, here's.
Don't be sorry.
Give you
like you told Anthony, don't be sorry.
I'll give you an update. Okay, where did you leave off of? Antonio Gibson, right?
Yeah, I think that was the last player he got.
Okay. I told him he better start focusing on these defensive guys.
Well, I was interested to see what defensive guy he got.
He circled back around. He got himself A.J. Dillon.
So he did get the handcuff.
He did get the handcuff, and I think that's the best handcuff you're going to get. Then from the following pick, on the loop around, he asked me, basically, who's this Jeremy Chin guy? I'm like, you need to get him. You need to get Jeremy Chin.
Don't ask Martin who Jeremy Chin is. Come on now.
Yeah, don't ask me who Jeremy Chin is. He asked, look, I'll pull it up. He asked me about Jeremy Chin. I'm like, dude, if he's there, you need to get him right freaking now. So he did. He took my advice, and all he did was got a bunch of FUs from the rest of his league. Nobody was happy about that. I'm like, well, see, he goes, oh, wow, I got a bunch of FUs. I'm like, well, yeah, good. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, that means you got someone that everyone was looking at.
You got someone good. And he goes, all right, well, good. All right, so here's how, since you left off, Fuse Luokan, a bunch of linebackers left after that. Look, Jordan Brooks shortly after, all right?
Oh, he's not going to have a
Simmons,
linebacker.
J.O.K., Joey Bosa left. And then he went with A.J. Dillon, and he should have gotten linebackers here, but instead he went with Sutton and Gabriel Davis. If you're watching this later, Anthony, you better get yourself some linebackers because it's whittling down. Bobby Wagner and Blake Martinez went.
Yeah, I was going to say, you better get a linebacker.
You better get yourself a linebacker, dude. You're going to need that linebacker. I'm guarantee you. So here's who's left of linebackers. And Anthony, if you're watching this, I hope you are, because freaking Mark decided to open it. I almost went this episode without talking about it. CJ Mosley's still there. I know he's old, and I know but he's still productive. Get yourself CJ Mosley if he's still there. Kendricks is still there. Logan Wilson, my guy, is still there. Okay,
my guy.
I like Logan Wilson.
Bengals.
He's still there. Yes, Logan
Bengals.
Wilson. DeAndre Campbell is still there, and he did really well with the Packers there. Holcomb is still there. Josh Allen is still there, and Josh Allen is a secret because you can put him at defensive line or linebacker. So he's one of my guys. And if you keep going down, Tremaine Edmonds, skip Tremaine Edmonds. Okay, I'm sorry, but everyone I mentioned, Deion Jones is still there, Devin Lloyd is still there, and Nick Bolton. That's as far as I'm gonna go. All those guys are still there. You need to get 2 of those guys. Spend your next 2 picks on these 2 linebackers, especially on this IDP league that you have like 3 starting linebackers. Get yourself 2 of those guys.
Oh, that's what I was just getting ready to ask.
Skip Edmonds. What's up?
I was just getting ready to ask how many defensive players there are, and you just said 3 linebackers.
So you want to know? It's 2 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, 3 DBs, and 2 IDPs.
Good.
He has not done anything on defense, and that's going to hurt him if you don't focus on defense right now, Anthony.
Yeah, for sure.
Jeremy Chin is not going to be the answer. I love Jeremy Chin, but he's not going to be the one guy holding up your defense. You need to get yourself 2 linebackers right freaking now. And these next 2 picks, I don't care about your offense right now. Your offense can wait. You went really deep and you got yourself your 2 receivers back to back. It's cool, but you need to get yourself some linebackers right freaking now. And one of those linebackers that I just mentioned, except Edmonds, do not get Edmonds. Please, for the love of God, do not get Tremaine Edmonds. Anthony.
What's wrong with Tremaine Edmonds?
He sucks.
Yeah, no.
You know this better than anybody.
I just got rid of him.
Alyssa, hi. How are you doing?
Hey, Alyssa joined us as we're getting ready to leave.
But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of our show. Anthony, I swear you better be watching. I just wasted 15 minutes of my life talking to you right now. If you better be watching this, and if you're not, that's your fault. But anyways, Anthony, best of luck. Stop picking the offense, guys, and get yourself some defense because Jeremy Chin is a great player, but he's not gonna hold up the entire defense.
Yeah, it's gonna suck when you're scoring outscoring everyone on offense, but you're still losing because you have
you're losing because your defense is not holding up. It's yeah. Like your offense, definitely you want to focus on offense for sure because that scores you the points. I get it. I understand. But if your defense is not going to do anything for you, you're not going to score any points. I won our dynasty last year because of my defense. I had Logan Wilson, Brooks, and all kinds of sorts of good upcoming guys. I can't even because that roster is so gargantuanly big. I can't.
Yeah, that thing. Very overwhelming.
That defense won me. Yeah. That defense really won me the championship. I'm not gonna lie. I was outscoring everyone on defense, but before my offense even started playing. So, Anthony, I hope you're watching. All right. Anyways, that is it. Tomorrow we talk about. We're doing a small little rookie draft 4-round. Maybe we'll go 5 rounds. We'll go 4 rounds. We'll go 4 rounds. If we do 5 or 6, we'll probably add IDP in there. But I don't think we will. I think we'll just do offense tomorrow. And then Thursday, regrettably, I understand I still have to do this. Why? Because I'm a football channel. We have to do the Packers. And then we'll end it with the Bills on a good note.
You said I had to be optimistic about the Eagles. I say you have to be optimistic about the Packers.
I am going to be optimistic about it, or not optimistic, biased. You know, we're very unbiased. You know, we like all teams. Look, if I was stuck on an island and that was the only channel I'd have to watch, then hey, go Packers at the time. But no, unlike Brian, he's like, I'd rather die. Well, like, Jesus.
Oh yeah, no.
a little too much there. If that's,
it would suck having to watch the Cowboys all the time, but at least it's better than not being able to watch.
Exactly, you get some type of football. At least you could root for the other team every single time. There you go. Anyways, that is it. My name is Martin. That's Mark. This is Dynasty Pylon. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever the hell you're at. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow evening as we do ourselves a small rookie draft. Later, guys.
Getting hyped when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm winning till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.